Namaste and welcome to another episode of Around the Annapurna. We are embarking on the adventurous Annapurna Circuit Trek, one of the most famous trekking trails in the world. Join us as we explore this incredible journey. In the first episode, we embarked on our journey from Kathmandu with the goal of conquering the world's highest Tilicho Lake, situated at 4,919 meters. It was an amazing experience. However, we find ourselves now in the midst of our trek along the Annapurna circuit. We are continuing our journey towards Thorong La Pass and Muktinath Temple, located in the Mustang region. Let's begin the epic journey around the Annapurna. Keep watching us and hit the subscribe button for future updates. We begin our journey early in the morning from Tilicho Base Camp, which sits at an altitude of around 4,150 meters. The air is crisp, and the views of the surrounding peaks, including the impressive Tilicho Peak, are awe-inspiring. We will return to Sri Kharka using the same route we ascended before. From Sri Kharka, as the new trail begins towards Yak Kharka, the landscape changes dramatically. We are greeted by majestic mountain peaks such as Tilicho Peak, Annapurna, the Annapurna Range, and the Manaslu mountain range unfolding before our eyes. Throughout the trek, we are treated to breathtaking views of the surrounding Himalayan peaks. The landscape typically features lush greenery, including forests of pine trees, which gradually give way to more alpine terrain. Today's journey is quite easy as we are not gaining altitude and walking through flat terrain, and the weather is also suitable and clear. Meanwhile, those majestic peaks are magnificent. Then we arrived at a viewpoint, which offers a 360-degree mountain view and entire Manang Valley once again. Now we are descending a little bit. It is easier to walk downhill, and the beautiful vegetation along the way is amazing. To reach Yak Kharka, we have to cross another suspension bridge over the river, which is a branch of the Marsyangdi River. The cozy tea house next to the river has an ambient and relaxing atmosphere. We are taking a short break to enjoy the view of Mount Annapurna and the river. Another uphill climb, and we arrived at the base of Mount Chulu, with Mount Gangapurna standing behind us. This wide grass field is home to mountain yaks, which they feed themselves here. Unfortunately, today they are not appearing to us. This is a meetup point for trails, one coming directly from Manang and one from Tilicho. From now on, we will encounter more trekkers who are doing the Thorong La Pass only, instead of going to Tilicho Lake. Let's leave some more footprints behind. Then, we arrive at Yak Kharka, another beautiful settlement nestled between the mountains. We are going to spend a night here. Since we arrived early today, we have enough time to explore around. Despite its remote location, Yak Kharka offers basic lodging options for trekkers, including tea houses and guest houses. These accommodations are simple but provide warmth, shelter, and meals for weary trekkers. The landscape surrounding Yak Kharka is breathtaking, characterized by rugged mountain peaks, lush alpine meadows, and cascading streams. Trekkers are treated to panoramic views of the surrounding Himalayan range, including peaks such as Annapurna and Gangapurna. Good morning from Yak Kharka. Today we are trekking up to Thorong High Camp, situated at 4,800 meters. We will ascend almost 800 meters in altitude, and it will take us approximately 5 to 6 hours to reach there. Some parts of the journey involve a steady climb as we ascend higher into the Himalayas. The weather is favoring us as usual, and the scenery is quite different than the previous day. The geographical diversity is amazing. Let's cross another hanging bridge. Next to it, one more mountain village lies. This is Lidar village. Mules, the local transportation in the Himalayas, are carrying construction material towards Thorong Fidi.
They were with different colors. And they have a nice,
As we continue our journey, we see some domestic and wild animals. Yaks and mountain goats, they are roaming around freely. As we leave the majestic Gangapurna and Annapurna mountains behind, we continue trekking for a while until we reach a point where we must cross a small wooden bridge spanning a river. The trail is taking us higher, and it's becoming more challenging as we gain altitude. We are moving our feet slowly and gently. Still, we have to walk through more difficult and adventurous parts to reach our destination for today. Along the way, we encounter with many trekkers from around the world, and passing some hard-working mules and horses. The trail gradually ascends towards Thorong La, the base camp for crossing the Thorong La Pass. The path winds through rocky terrain and landslide area. Finally, we arrived at Thorong La, our lunch spot for today. Thorong La is a small settlement with basic tea houses and lodges, where some trekkers often spend a night before tackling the challenging Thorong La Pass. But we are going to walk further and stop at the high camp situated at 4,800 meters above sea level. During our lunch break, we enjoyed the sight of a cluster of blue sheep resting beside the tea houses. Now we face the arduous task of ascending nearly 400 meters vertically. This segment marks the most challenging phase of today's hike. Trekking at altitudes exceeding 4,500 meters presents significant challenges. To manage the risk of altitude sickness, it's crucial to exercise increased caution, maintain hydration, and ensure proper breathing techniques. During our journey, we encountered a rescue team assisting an individual suffering from altitude sickness, transporting them towards Thorong La. Descending to lower altitudes is primary treatment for anyone experiencing mountain sickness, prioritizing their safety and well-being. After a hardest uphill climb lasting for hours, we finally reached Thorong La camp. We plan to stay here overnight before embarking on our journey to cross the Thorong La Pass early tomorrow morning. Since we arrived early, we intend to take a short hike to a viewpoint for further acclimatization. By following the walk high, sleep low principle, climbers and trekkers aim to minimize the risk of altitude-related illnesses while allowing their bodies to acclimatize more effectively, thus improving their chances of successfully reaching higher elevations safely. From viewpoint, we can see the amazing view of Mount Gangapurna. Meanwhile, the rescue helicopter arrived to evacuate the patient suffering from altitude sickness, whom we had encountered earlier. It is essential to ensure that your travel insurance includes coverage for emergency evacuation, particularly in cases of high-altitude sickness. Good morning, it's 5 a.m. and already on our way. Today is going to be absolutely thrilling as we embark on an epic journey from Thorong High Camp to Muktinath via the successful summit of Thorong La Pass, standing tall at 5416 meters above sea level. It's going to be one heck of an adventure, so make sure to stick around. To fully utilize the day, we're getting started early. To avoid any potential weather difficulties at higher elevations, it is important to start the trek before the sun comes up. The excitement is intense and the air is crisp. Okay, let's do this. The journey to Thorong La Pass is not for the faint-hearted, but the rewards are unparalleled. Every step brings us closer to the summit, and the sense of accomplishment is indescribable. The altitude presents its challenges, but with determination and proper acclimatization, we're pushing forward. After several hours of trekking, we finally reached the summit of Thorong La Pass. At an elevation of 5416 meters, the views from up here are absolutely mind-blowing. It's moments like these that make every ounce of effort worth it. Now that we've conquered Thorong La Pass, it's time to continue our journey towards Muktinath. The descent is equally challenging, but with gravity on our side, we're making good time with the spectacular view of Dhaulagiri Mountains Range and Mustang Valley. As we make our way towards Muktinath, the landscape transforms once again, offering a glimpse into the spiritual heart of the Himalayas. And the epic journey from Thorong High Camp to Muktinath, via the successful summit of Thorong La Pass, it's been an unforgettable adventure filled with challenges and moments of pure awe. After several hours of trekking, we arrive at the base camp on the Mustang side. We will take a rest for a while in this beautiful settlement before heading towards the Muktinath temple. Muktinath Temple is a sacred Hindu and Buddhist pilgrimage site. It sits at an altitude of 3,800 meters at the base of the Thorong La Pass in the Himalayas. The temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu in Hinduism and is also considered sacred by Buddhists, who believe it to be a place of great spiritual significance.